In a bit of an unusual court filing by Special Prosecutor Jack Smith's team on Saturday evening this past weekend, they made it a point to say that they have evidence, both actual evidence and testimony from at least, I think, about a dozen former intelligence officials that worked with the Trump administration. They have evidence to suggest that there was unanimous consent among Donald Trump's own intelligence community that there was no fraud in the 2020 election, at least not to the degree that would have changed the election results. Obviously, individuals here and there have been busted for fraud, but there were not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of incidents of fraud. So why is this important? It's important for several reasons. The first of which is the reason for the filing to begin with, right? I mean, this was a Saturday evening filing. Jack Smith can't even take a weekend to himself. Well, they had to do that because Donald Trump's team is requesting access to classified information from the federal government. Now, legal experts believe that his request for this classified information is just another attempt to further delay the trial beyond March. So Trump's team says, we need this classified information from the intelligence officials because we believe in there it proves that there was foreign interference in the 2020 election. So they're trying to use that whole 2016 argument. The other countries were finagling things and doing bad stuff. And Jack Smith submits this with his evidence. He's like, hey, that's crap. We talked to these people. We've seen their documents. We've seen the minutes from their meetings, and I'll be glad to file those as well, by the way. And they all, 100% of them, said, no, Donald, that never happened. And therefore, Judge, you should not give in to his request for the classified information. One, because he doesn't need it. Two, because it's going to cause significant delays in this trial as we get security clearances for his legal team, security clearances for everybody else. We have to set up a secure facility for him to view these things. It's totally not necessary. And we already have the evidence to show that what he's trying to say is real is in fact not real. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, this is important outside of the access to classified documents, is because it shows that Jack Smith has done his due diligence in this case, because he has talked to, as I said, it's more than a dozen of the top intelligence officials in Trump's administrations, from his director of national intelligence to the administrator of the NSA to Trump's personal intelligence briefer, about evidence that foreign governments had penetrated systems that counted votes in 2020. The answer from every single official was no. So when Trump goes to trial, his only possible defense is, look, we genuinely believe there was fraud. So everything I did was legal and within my, presidential authority to investigate, because there was just so much fraud, we had to take care of it, or at least that's what we thought. And yes, for the record, that is a viable legal defense. Not a strong one, but it's the only one he's got. So Smith is already ready to go into court and just go scorched earth against that claim. He's going to say, oh, really? That's what you thought? Because I got a group of your former lawyers over here, not Giuliani, Powell, and Eastman, and Chesbrough. No. I've got the other lawyers, the other 5, 6, 7 of them, who told you repeatedly that you couldn't do this, that there was no fraud. Oh, that's not good enough? How about all of your former intelligence officials, even those who stood by you, telling you there's no fraud? So Smith really has him, just kind of right where he wants it. The only question is, will the judge give in and let Trump have access to these classified documents and delay the trial? Or will she tell Trump basically to shove it? I'll see you in March. Let's hope it's the latter.